Well, good evening, and welcome to Stories for the hopefully a little less cooped up and a little less captive. It has been a while. But last Monday night, the Moth hosted what they hope to be their last virtual Central Slam. The topic of the evening was rhythm. I had a story worked up, but so did 19 other people, and I threw my name in the hat and I didn't get called. Which was fine because there were 8 fantastic stories and storytellers. But it didn't sit quite right with me because the story that I had worked up is on a man that I really think everybody should know a little bit about. So, here goes my story on Reggio McLaughlin. The Old Town School of Folk Music is an arts community and performance community down in Chicago. My friend Kishan Kamani is the chairman of their board of directors. Now, Kish, if you know him, he budgets his words like Gandhi, and he is not prone to hyperbole. So when he calls up at 11 o'clock on a Saturday night proclaiming that he has just met the most inspirational human in his life, you better pay attention. He had presented the 2016 Excellence in Teaching Award to a 50-year-old tap dancer named Reggio McLaughlin. And when he received that award, Reggio brushed back his cornrows and let the tears fly. He clutched that $3 plaque like a baby bird had fallen from the tree. And in his helium balloon falsetto, he whispered, "Man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Old Town School of Folk Music saved my life." Well, I got in the truck and I drove down to Old Town and I met Reggio the very next Saturday night. I caught him just as his last class was finishing. We went next door to the Saxon pub. When we walked in, he high-fived and hugged everybody from the dishwasher to the maitre d'. "Hey, how's your mother? She come through her treatments okay? Your son graduated from high school. He's going to go to college now, right?" Well, eventually, we made it through the gauntlet and we made our way to the back of the bar. Reggio straddled a seat backwards, and in the space of 2 Jack and Cokes and a bowl of macaroni and cheese, he told me his life story. When he was 7 years old, he walked past a television set. The mayor was broadcasting from what she called the most dangerous tenement in the city of Chicago, vowing to decentralize and recover the district. He looked out the window to see the lights, the camera, and the mayor broadcasting from the stoop of his building. When he was 13, he taught himself how to play bass guitar. When he was 15, he had an opportunity to go on the road with a touring blues band. Well, his mom was a staunch believer in education, but she actually thought that his best opportunity to not get shot, stabbed, or addicted was on the road with a touring blues band. And he made a pretty decent living until the 70s came along and obliterated everything of art and taste and dried up gigs for a blues band. Well, Reggio, in grade school, had seen the little girls dancing in their sparkly shoes, tap dancing. Reggio McLaughlin, not only did he have rhythm in his hands, he had rhythm in his feet. So he took to the street, dancing for dimes and dollars. It didn't take him long to figure out exactly the right street corner to be on to make a few dollars. He also made the acquaintance of a benevolent lawyer named Milton Coleman, who asked him if he would consider coming to his house and dance for his daughter's graduation party. Of course, Reggio obliged. Mr. Coleman was so taken by Reggio's wit and charm and savvy that he asked him if he might consider staying on, being his driver, his advisor, and his right-hand man. They made a great friendship, and after a few years, Mr. Coleman asked Reggio, "What would it take to get your dancing to the next level?" He explained New York City was where it was at. Mr. Coleman wrote a check, bought a plane ticket, and 2 days later, Reggio was headed for the Big Apple, where he got his butt kicked all over stages from Harlem to the Bronx to Soho. But he learned. He also went to Spain to learn flamenco. He told me, he said, "Bill, if you want to get to know people's art, you've got to know their culture." He lived with families. He went to their churches. He worked in their restaurants. So by the early 90s, he finally made it back to Chicago and Old Town, where he started teaching. He also was introduced to Ernest Brown. Brownie was a member of the Copacetics. The Copacetics is a dance group that was formed to honor and continue the legacy of Bill, Mr. Bojangles Robinson. Bill Robinson is not only the founder of modern tap, he's a humanitarian, a philanthropist, and a civil rights advocate of the most elegant nature. Each year, the last weekend in May, Reggio puts on a show. He calls it National Tap Day to celebrate all things that are beautiful and right about people as expressed through tap dancing. I had to see the show. So, got back in my truck, drove down to Old Town and planted myself in the middle of the auditorium along with all the performers. Reggio strolled in and mounted the stage. All right, all right, all right. I got my tap ones, I got my tap twos, I need my tap shoes, and my man Harrison. Where's Harrison? Bill, you made it down. How was the drive from Wisconsin, brother? Is there anything in the world that you need? He turned around to the band leader. All right, Mr. Piano Man,